going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex, and this time I'm here to talk about a topic that's not often talked about, and that's how men trap women. Okay, so how does it happen? All right, so let's start with it. You a dude, I'll say you anywhere, because usually these are the ages where men trap women. You anywhere in your young 30s or your young 20s. This is what happens. And then you either trap a chick who's usually in her young teens or she's in her young 20s. She's usually somewhere around those two things, okay? So this is what typically happens. You get with a dude, you smart, you can read, you headed to college, you know what I'm saying? You come from a good side family or whatever. You get with this dude, he's some bum, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to be a Pookie or Ray Ray type. He could just be some dude who hasn't found himself yet, or he's not that masculine, or he don't have a lot of luck with women. So what happens is he gets with you, and for whatever the backstory is, you're the best that he can do. Okay? He knows that. You don't know that because you at a low point in life. Your self-esteem ain't that high. You young. So you haven't even figured out the power of the vajayjay yet. In your head, you just happy somebody like you. So what happens is this dude goes, all right, he gets with you. He starts failing. What I mean by starts failing is women naturally shit test. They can't help it. So you start shit testing him. He starts failing. He gets scared. He goes, okay, I'm going to put a baby in her. And this is where things get complicated or confused because babies in the woman's head says love. You gotta understand. Can it mean that in a man's head? Yes. But the other thing that it can often mean in a man's head is, I know deep down you're the best that I can do. But I'm not willing to commit all the way to that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put a baby in you. So that way I can slide off and see what my SMV, for those of you who don't know what that means, the sexual market value is with the rest of these females. And if I can't do any better than you, I'm going to come back to you. Okay? I need y'all to understand that that's what happens a lot of times. See, when we were younger, you have baby daddy, you know what I'm saying? And if it didn't work out, okay, that was the worst case scenario. He was gone. He wasn't going to bother you no more. But see, in 2021, a lot of these dudes act like girls. So what happens is he had that baby with you thinking he always going to have a soft landing spot. You think you about to move on like your Generation X mama moved on and you just going to get you a new man and he not going to say nothing. That's not what's going to happen. Now he going to see this new man coming up and all of a sudden it's going to be, well, I don't want nobody else around my kids. And you're going to say, well, if you don't want nobody else around your kids, why didn't you just marry me? Now, that's logic, but he ain't going to accept that. He's just going to DDT you for saying that and remind you that he don't want no one around your kids. I'm not condoning this. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. See, especially in this generation, dudes use kids as a means to hold on to something and still explore their other options. I know for a fact that there's a lot of women who believe that a kid can save a relationship if a relationship starts failing. I'm here to tell you that's not what's going to happen, okay? Dudes are well aware that having kids or having children lowers a sexual market value of a woman. They're well aware of this. So when they make that move, they're making that move thinking, I'll always have somewhere to fall back or call back home. And then you got to move on. Now you got to explain the new kid. Now he being annoying, like I just said. Every time you try to move on because he don't want no one else around his kid, he giving you child support papers. He coming and getting the kid every single 4 days a week. Just getting on your nerves, just being a complete nuisance. He's trying to follow or get the phone number of the dude you done moved on with. He's just driving you absolutely crazy. So you got to realize that's like the modern day I'ma trap you for dudes. It's really not even chicks so much anymore using the kids to trap dudes. I mean, it happens, but it's about 50-50 now. Because a lot of these dudes, they so female-based, they need women to take care of them. And that's another way that they can get long-term a woman to take care of them by having a kid with them. Because then they're like, okay, I tried to be some, I don't know, entrepreneur or rapper or whatever the case may be. Whatever they tried to do, they was in the band, Mikey in the band or whatever the case, it didn't work out. So now they could come back, drop back in your couch, feet smelling like corn nuts, kick up on your joint, play 2K, and you can just take care of them for the rest of the day. So y'all got to understand that One of the biggest decisions you can make is when you have a child and who you have a child with. That's for men and for women. But I just feel like the other side of getting trapped. We tell men all the time, you got to be careful who you have a kid with. You got to be careful who you have a kid with. Women that have kids with you just to put you on child support or whatever the case may be. All that's very true. But I feel like we don't focus enough on the dudes out here who cannot take care of themselves. And they'll put a baby right into a woman so that they can come back to her and either be taken care of or just come back to her because they know deep down that she's the best that they can do. So I want to put this one out there so the ladies know that you got to watch out for being trapped with the kid thing too. This is why I always say you're really better off not having kids either way until you're married, because that's one of the ways they should. Because then people say stupid stuff like this. They go, Alex, before we get out here, they go, Alex, just because you get married doesn't ensure anything. You can get divorced. Listen. If somebody's willing to go through the process of divorce with you, okay, after y'all done had kids, y'all done moved together and all that other extra crap, okay, they're willing to go through the process of divorce with you, that means they really loved you and it just didn't work out. If you ask someone to marry you, you start talking marriage and they run away without ever wanting to do the marriage, that saves you. And 9 times out of 10, if they don't really care about you, that's exactly what they're going to do. So the argument, oh, you can marry you and you can get divorced, doesn't make sense, because even if you do, you fall on your face because you have more assets to back you up anyway. But chances are, if somebody didn't care about you that much, they're not going to marry you in the first place. So the question was just scare them off. But I just wanted to throw that out there really quick because, like I said, it's not talked about enough in my opinion. On the opposite side of that, I'm Alex and I'm out. Peace.